When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the KitchenAid appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start, but you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Save big with KitchenAid. Right now, get up to a $1,000 prepaid MasterCard when you purchase select KitchenAid appliances. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Unscramble.
Sing, honey, sing.
Call them classics, call them the best. Call them favorites, be a guest. Every day there's more to come. Watch and see, there's only one. Me TV.
Try me. Me.
That's memorable, that's me.
That's me.
Me, you gotta see. That's memorable, that's me. Me, TV.
Hi, I'm John Manos. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this Thursday morning. Glad you are here. Today we're going to talk about the Armenian Museum of Fresno and some of the artwork and displays that are on display there until December. You'll be interested to find out the history of Armenia and all the rest. We're going to talk about it. 436-MeTV option 11. When you get the recording, hit option 11. Today's program sponsored by Charles Chuck McGill, attorney at law. Back here on the program, Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno. So glad you are here on a Thursday morning. And Charles Chuck McGill is glad that we are here too because he's the sponsor of our program on this day here. Comcast Channel 375 if you're watching us on Comcast cable. And then if you're over-the-air broadcast with one of those antennas over there, well, it's a pretty good bet that you're going to find us on 13.1 and 43.6 up and down the Central Valley. Tomorrow's programming, a quick note. We're going to have somebody from the health department in here talking about the main topic. I think will be West Nile virus, which is more of a concern here in California than Zika. In Florida, they're concerned about Zika virus. The outbreak there is off the charts. There's no question about that. But here in California, it's more a West Nile that they're concerned about. Also, believe it or not, there is a syphilis outbreak here in the Central Valley. We'll talk about that and much more. And on the program on Monday, we'll be live here again. We'll have two guests in from the Fresno Bee talking about some special sections that you see each and every month that come out with the paper. So let's get right to our topic. And if you want to learn more about the history of Armenia, this is your chance to do it between now and right around the middle of December. So you have plenty of time and plenty of homework to do. There's plenty of information out there. This ancient land that we're talking about dates back more than 2,500 years, way before the time of Christ. Now, I want to roll the videotape and show you exactly what I'm talking about in our monologue here today. Let's take you to the Armenian Museum of Fresno, where a series of panels offers a clear view of the history of Artsakh, the eastern province of Armenia, but there's much more than just that. You know, it's all about faith, it's all about hard-fought struggles, determination, and the survival of the people of Armenia and Artsakh, which, by the way, celebrates 25 years of independence. We'll talk about that during the course of the program. This display at the museum opened up last Friday on the 2nd and will run through December the 16th. Everything that is on display is an expression of the people who lived and worked in Armenia and Artsakh. And it's a history lesson for those who know little or nothing about that entire region. Originally, keep in mind, Artsakh was the 10th province of the Kingdom of Armenia, dating back from 189 BC until 387 AD, and at one time had fallen under Arab rule and much more. There's much more history about, Armenia and Artsakh than just that. But also on display, the incredible and stunning artwork by Rubik Kocharian, depicting the religious life in Armenia from BC to Christianity. And as you can see, the vibrant colors, classical styles, look at that incredible artwork there that tell the story of the Armenian people, from the gods, the goddesses, to the kings and the queens and all the rest. Kocharian is a prominent Armenian artist, born over there in the old country, as they say. He is known for painting his classical style. There is some of the artwork there. Live in our studio right now is Varoujan der Simonian, the curator of the Armenian Museum of Fresno, and Rubik Kocharian, the talented painter from Armenia. We are here, 436 MeTV option 11. We all know about the Armenian genocide. We've talked about that countless times here over the last 5 years on this program. Of course, the big monument out there at Fresno State now, and the fact that this government still, to this day, has not recognized the Armenian genocide, which is so prominent in the minds of nearly 50,000 Armenians here in the Central Valley. 436 MeTV option 11. You get the recording, hit option 11. Simple as that. And Charles Chuck McGill is our sponsor today. Simple as that. We're back in a moment.
The Justice Network is here. If you haven't tuned in, you're missing a great lineup of gripping stories of real crime, plus an unprecedented effort by viewers like you to play an active role in making your community safer. You can help support law enforcement by providing information that may lead to the apprehension of dangerous criminals or find a missing child. Great shows and your chance to fight crime, only on the Justice Network.
Have you or a loved one recently been arrested for a serious crime?
Is your professional reputation at risk?
Aggressive representation from a qualified defense attorney can help you avoid conviction and keep your reputation untarnished.
Hi, I'm Charles McGill, and I'll fight for your rights. With extensive experience in successfully defending against a wide range of criminal offenses and high-profile cases, you can rest assured that you'll get the fair trial you deserve from McGill Guzman McGill. Call us at 559-255-3425 or visit us online at toplawyersfresno.com.
We're not here specifically to talk today about the Armenian genocide, but it certainly is on the minds of many here in the Central Valley still to this very day. A lot of people talk about it. It's like, you know, it's like the Jewish Holocaust. You never get over it, obviously, even if you weren't personally involved in it, even if you were born in this country of either Jewish or Armenian descent, it still is very a prominent, I don't want to say figure, but it almost dominates your existence, does it not, Varoujan? Good to see you.
Good to see you again, John. Thank you for inviting us.
Good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you.
Welcome to the
I'm
program.
fine.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So it almost kind of, I don't want to say control, that's too strong a word, but it's prominent in the minds of many Armenians, even to this day, the genocide, right?
True, because it's current. I mean, not just recent, I would say, and it's part of our identity. That's the reason we came to the United States, to run the persecutions and the genocide was taking place. That's, of course, part of our history, and of course, we're moving here with the new exhibition. Of course, we're trying to focus on the beauty and the art and the literature and the health and the traditions that we have for generations.
I want to ask Rubik something. It's interesting because most people like myself know hardly anything about Armenia, okay? But we do know about the genocide. And so, I mean, I know a lot about the genocide. So when people like me or other people who are non-Armenian think of Armenia, we immediately, boom, genocide. Is that a little disconcerting, do you think?
Genocide touched every family, almost every family that are alive, like all elderly people that are alive. They all saw genocide or passed through it or somehow survived through it. My father was one of them, and his mother left him. That's my grandma. Left him under a tree. She couldn't carry him. And then after going some distance, she was crying and screaming, my son, and she went back and picked him up, and they escaped to...
But I think my point is, though, I mean, we all hear these stories. My point is, Varoujan, is that when you think of Greece, you think of the Parthenon, you think of the Greek gods, you think of Paris, you think of the Eiffel Tower, that beautiful Eiffel Tower. You think of, say, Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, you think of that big statue, Christ the Redeemer, that overlooks the city. You think of Armenia, you think the genocide. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand, John, what you're saying. And I think the role of the museum, the Armenian Museum Fresno, is to present the community the other side of the Armenian history.
Which has nothing to do with the genocide.
Well, of course, genocide inspiration for all us.
Yeah.
It's an energy to us to not to repeat similar atrocities. It
Right.
gives us energy to fight and put up with the enemy, saying that that's enough is enough. We have to grow, we have to develop, we have to prosper and continue to contribute into the community here or abroad. So yes, genocide is part of our history, but there's so much richness and wealth in our history. That's what we're trying to do. And this exhibition that you're coming to, those who come in, they'll see a lot of that.
Because there's much more to the Armenian culture than just the genocide. You have contributed a lot to the history of the world with culture and religion and politics.
And I would say about 5 years ago, I think when Rubik and I met, I did not know him. And when we met him and I saw his artwork later on, my goodness, I said, this is something that we have to present to the community because it has so much to offer, so much to present, and we have so much to learn from.
All right, let's roll the videotape. Let's go inside the museum. 436 MeTV option 11. How about just rolling a videotape called Art Presentation? We'll talk about that, and we'll look and see what kind of artwork that comes up on the screen there. Well, this isn't really the artwork. This is you. What are you doing here, Varoujan?
And I'm part of the art here, as you see.
Okay.
Well, actually, this is my introduction comment, and on a Friday night when we had a good turnout at the museum.
What are you talking about here?
Actually, I was talking about Rubik Kocharian, how we met, and the beauty.
Hang on, caller, get to you in a moment.
And what this exhibition presents. We have two major exhibitions going on right now at the museum. One of them is called The Spirit of Artsakh. It's a 25th anniversary celebration of independence of Artsakh, which started September 2nd on the date of 1991. And the second one is Rubik Kocharian's Armenia from BC to Christianity.
Right. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, would it be fair to say that one of the reasons when we think of Armenia, we think of the genocide is because the whole country or the world hasn't recognized it yet?
Is the question to me, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, it is possible, yes, that it's just not part of the world that has not recognized, true. But it is part of our identity, is part of our demands right now from the Turkish authorities. That's why you'll hear about that much more than other arts.
Yeah, and Rubik, I want your take on how other people perceive Armenia. How do you think we as Americans look at Armenia as a country?
Armenia has such a deep and rich culture that was destroyed
by
Christianity and Persians, Arabs, and all enemies that we had, and later Turks.
Right.
So from all that colossal, rich culture remained only a few small
items
that we're building up the past based on that. And foreign sources that they talk about Armenia. They in their writings they have our name and relationship, what was a war or something else about like Armenian letters before Christianity, before Mesrop Mashtots, where Roman writer says on a leash of a dog there were letters, Armenian letters. Leash was made from gold on the neck of the dog. So we know that 3rd century BC we had letters, and those letters disappeared. During Christianity, because they had to translate Bible and spread Christianity, they had to come up with new letters. But all these new letters that Mesrop Mashtots came up with, they were existing letters. He just reordered them. So from the eyes of foreigner to see Armenia, it won't be easy because we starting with our fourth father hike. What hike means? Armenians used to believe in Haya, God Haya, and our name is Haya. We are Haya. When you say Haya, Haye, you pronouncing a name of a god, Jewish god.
Mm-hmm.
And same time it means Armenian. All Armenians call each other Haya. He's Haye. Varoujan is Haya.
Right.
Haye.
Right.
So we have name of the god. That's why we're still here. We are people under the in this on this globe that only people that we have his name on us, as our nation name.
Yeah, it's funny how you think of certain countries and what the first thing that comes to mind is. It really is amazing. It really is amazing. For example, what's going through my mind right now, and I have nothing against any country, but when I think of Germany, I wasn't even alive then, I think of Hitler immediately. Right. That's a negative. It really is a stigma for some countries.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
It's really just the way it is, I guess.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, true. See, remember, all of us are so busy nowadays, and our lives are so preoccupied with so much stuff to do. We have very limited time to really go into the deep of the study of not our own nations, but other nations.
Yeah,
so
and our own nationality.
Sure.
Yeah, our own culture.
Absolutely. And that's why some of those key points of history, be that negative or positive, comes up to our minds. Hitler, Stalin,
Mao
Zedong, or I don't know,
Pol Pot,
Moshe Dayan, I don't know. So it just comes up, pops up. Yeah, I mean, things that have an impact in history, those are stuff that comes up. In Armenian case, as you said, the genocide, and in Holocaust is for Jewish.
Right.
So
I don't think anybody, even long after we're gone, the first thing that people will think of when they think of Iraq, they'll think of Saddam Hussein.
Could be
for generations to come.
I hope not.
And so, but I'm just saying, there are certain countries that just have that certain stigma.
Right.
You know, I don't know what the United States is. What, George Washington? I don't know. What are we known for around the country? What's the first thing that comes to mind to the mind of a foreigner when they think of the United States? That's what I'd like to know. 436-ME-TV, option 11. Charles Chuck McGill is our sponsor today. Back in a moment.
Not sure what you're watching? Want to see what's coming up next? Or just want to browse what's on without the hassle of flipping channels? Your wish has come true. Now you can view schedules for all the digital TV channels available in the Central Valley. Get local weather updates and forecasts, and listen to nationally syndicated Biz Talk Radio, all on KVHF 4.1. Rescan your TV now, then tune in to digital channel 4.1 to start enjoying the all-new TV guide.
Have you or a loved one recently been arrested for a serious crime?
Is your professional reputation at risk?
Aggressive representation from a qualified defense attorney can help you avoid conviction and keep your reputation untarnished.
Hi, I'm Charles McGill, and I'll fight for your rights. With extensive experience in successfully defending against a wide range of criminal offenses and high-profile cases, you can rest assured that you'll get the fair trial you deserve from McGill Guzman McGill. Call us at 559-255-3425 or visit us online at toplawyersfresno.com.
That's right, my friends. What is your impression of Armenia and the rest of the world when you think of certain countries? But we're not here to specifically talk about that. We'll talk about the museum, the Armenian Museum. It's really a great place to go and see some of these paintings here. We've got Varoujan Simonian here. He's the curator. And we have Rubik Kocharian. He is the talented painter from Armenia. You can go and look at some of the paintings. And I think we have a graphic, a full screen of this right here, the Artsak 25-year anniversary. There it is right there. Of course, the opening of this was last Friday. And so when you say the 25th anniversary of the independence from who?
Independent,
where did they break away from?
Believe it or not, from Soviet Union.
Okay.
September 2nd, 1991, under the Soviet Constitution, the people of Artsakh voted and declared their independence. So, and it depends
Why
from
did they have control of Artsakh?
the Artsakh was part of the former Soviet Union, and during Stalin times, Stalin took that parcel of land, the eastern province of Armenia, put under the control of Azerbaijan. And over the 70 years, Azeris have created so much difficulties on the Armenians, both in Artsakh and Nakhichevan, which is the first landing area on west side of Armenia. They basically depopulated the Armenians from their mainland. So Artsakh population, seeing the coming of what's coming to them, and immediately toward the end of the break of the Soviet Union, they said, hey, we don't want to be part of Azerbaijan anymore. We like to be part of Armenia. So that's the
was
declaration.
Was it similar to what's going on now with Ukraine and maybe Crimea? A little bit?
Not as much. It's a little bit different.
A little bit different.
Quite different in the sense that these are people who've been there for over 2,500 years. And that's their land, and for centuries they've been independent. But the last 200 years they were under Russian or Soviet control and part of Azeri control.
All right, let's roll a videotape. It's called Christian Art. Christian Art. Let's roll that piece of videotape. We'll take you inside the museum here. What are we looking at, Varoujan and Rubik?
I will have Mr. Kocharian to explain that.
What is that?
Apostles Matthias and Thaddeus preaching in Armenia Christianity. They were first apostles of Jesus to preach in Armenia. This one, it's a legend, Armenian legend about the island of Akhtamar, that is Lake One.
Okay, we're going to go to a different painting here. What's this one here?
She's holding a book, Bible, manuscript book. Usually it's biblical, or Bible, or something of that kind, holy book, and she was sacrificed.
How about this one here?
This one is King Aram, that 2,000 years before Christ.
Wow.
And he was first world conqueror of his time, and he's entering into his capital city, Armavir.
Yeah, we see
so
some
I
other
reconstructed.
We see some other paintings there.
That's goddess Anahit, that Armenians used to worship goddess Anahit. In Greek, it's Diana, if you read it backwards. Anahit, Diana. Like our god in Egypt, it's Ra.
Okay.
So it came from Ararat down to...
Now, how long does it take you to paint one of those?
It takes about 2 months, but the research takes much longer. Okay. I do as much research as possible to get all information about personalities, dresses, utilities, horses. Every detail has to be worked out in historical period of time with exactness of that time. So that what takes a lot of torturous work.
Meticulous work.
Yeah, and if I succeed with it, then I know I did something. Yeah, I'm having positive feeling within myself. If I'm not able to come up with those things as reality for myself, then I know the painting is not ready yet to be shown. So I have more paintings at home with that feeling that I didn't want to exhibit. But historical research is more difficult for me because I have to go through Babylonian, Assyrian, Sumerian, Jewish, and other sources to figure out what had Armenians, because nothing of Armenian is left. So to reconstruct it in my mind takes kind of a little bit more than human task because I sleep, I see visions, and then I'm coming up in the morning, or it was vision or it was in the painting. So process a little bit abnormal for normal people to understand what's going on when you immersing yourself into past that you know it was there. It was so powerful, and all of a sudden those spirits are occupying you today, And
Where else have these paintings been on exhibit?
This is the premiere, the first time.
Oh, the first time.
And yes,
okay.
I think Ruby and I, for 3-4 years, we were not in contact with each other. A couple 3 months ago, he called Varoujan and says, "Come on over." And I went into his house and I saw those paintings. I was amazed. This is the first time this collection being exhibited, and it's amazing because it does touch, as Ruby was saying, different aspects of Armenian history and presenting to us. I have read maybe some of it, but not all of it. When you're growing up and learning Armenian history, you will read some of them, well, you will learn. But in going to the in-depth, we're presenting in a manner that Rubik is doing right now. You look at the painting, you read the article, it has a much better impact on you because you're kind of relating the story with the picture. Those are actually the first one, and they're not small in sizes. They're pretty large sizes, and I really encourage people to come and look at that.
What kind of paint are you using?
I studied old masters technique.
Which explain that?
Old masters, each of had his own priming, gesso priming. Gesso of today, it's acrylic gesso. Everybody buys from the store, applies on the canvas and paints. I came up with Senino Senini, 14th century Italian writer about priming. I came up with his priming because everybody reading it, nobody knows how to use it.
Okay.
So starting from priming, I primed my canvases by hand myself. Then I ground dry pigments in oil because whatever they have already made, they have stuffings in them. And mixed with medium, they don't pronounce the way that my paints are pronouncing. Sometimes I'm adding egg white or egg yolk for that purpose, to make it pronounced. So all these things I worked out through years of research, and I want to write a book on it because it will help a lot of young people. Each company promotes its own paint as the best, so you don't know which one is best. After several years, all of a sudden you see the color is fading off. So you have to run tests how they will behave under the sun, with what kind of oil, etc., etc., etc. It's many books are written on oil painting techniques, but it's so much that you don't know which way to go. And companies' brainwashings are so powerful that you're getting stuck somewhere in between. And another thing, alkyds came up, alkyd paint that are very powerful. Alkyd is very powerful medium, man-made resin. And they pushing it on us. But the feeling of it, it's not what we had with old masters stuff.
Yeah.
So to come up with that takes like so much meditation, study, scrupulous experiments, health hazards, and all kind of things that involve with that. So from there I learned how to go into the past. And that what helps me to study history the same way. So all combined gives a product that I wouldn't call my style classical, but it's in Baroque somewhere, old masterish.
Okay.
But I wanted to present the old life like you see it through photograph, like it was photographed. That reality shocks the viewer. So nobody expects to see something that nobody has seen with such a precise exactness, like chariots, what kind of wheels they had, how they were attached, what shape they had, what kind metal strips they used, then how the board was built, what kind of arms they used to tie to those boards, and how they were tying it, with what they tying it. All this research
takes time.
Takes time and nerves.
Got to take a commercial break here. Varoujan Simonian is here, the curator of the Armenian Museum of Fresno, and Rubik Kocharian. He is the painter from Armenia. He has all of his paintings, well, a lot of them, on display at the museum. 436 MeTV option 11. We're back in a moment after this from Charles Chuck McGill.
This is Tough TV, Tough Sports, Tough Lifestyle, Tough Drama, Tough Reality, Tough Talk, Tough Specials, Tough Movies, Tough TV.
Now on KBHF 4.2.
Are you tough enough?
Have you or a loved one recently been arrested for a serious crime?
Is your professional reputation at risk?
Aggressive representation from a qualified defense attorney can help you avoid conviction and keep your reputation untarnished.
Hi, I'm Charles McGill, and I'll fight for your rights. With extensive experience in successfully defending against a wide range of criminal offenses and high-profile cases, you can rest assured that you'll get the fair trial you deserve from McGill Guzman McGill. Call us at 559-255-3425 or visit us online at toplawyersfresno.com.
You're welcome to call in 436 MeTV option 11. Let's roll a videotape on Mary Art. Is this the Virgin Mary we're talking about?
Well, let's see what the painting is.
Okay, because I'm not sure what that. What is it?
There
it is.
Yeah,
that's Mesrop Mashtot. The other one is Noah.
That's Noah right there.
Noah right there, and Mount Ararat that
behind him.
These are
behind
going by
him.
really fast, so you gotta.
Yeah. So this one is a wife of Menua, king of one kingdom.
Yeah.
This is goddess Anahit with her symbol pomegranate, and goddess Anahit was worshipped in Armenia as a main deity much before Persians and others. Anahit, that Greek took as a Diana, if you read it, letters from backward. So I painted with angels. By the way, in our manuscripts, first time angels appearing with wings. Winged angels, it's a Armenian invention.
Yeah, let's roll another piece of videotape. It's called Paintings of the Children. And I'm assuming we'll see more here, and not sure what we'll see, but what's
it's
that?
not mine.
Those are different artworks.
Those are different artists.
Yeah, those are artists from Armenia that we have also.
That you have also. Maybe you can talk about some of these.
These are from the relationship that we have with the Armenian artists down in Yerevan, and they send it to us for exhibition. Those are separate from Rubik's Arts. They're completely different, and they're in
How
a
are they
separate location.
different from
Different
your
style.
art?
When you look at this here, for example, those more, of course, fairly different compared to what Rubik's
Depicting life in Armenia, right
No,
there.
no,
in that
no.
one,
This
or?
is more regular paintings. Has nothing to do with the Armenian life. This is just
Okay.
an art itself. You know, some people like this kind of an art, where Rubik's is completely different.
Yeah.
These are completely different.
Rubik is his artwork is depicting life in Armenia, basically. Yeah. Am I right about that?
Right. No, what Rubik's done, historical part of Armenia.
Right.
If we get any of the captions that we saw earlier, we can explain that more. These are more, what you're looking here are in the regular paintings. They're not with what we see in the Armenia from Christianity BC. This is current 20th, 21st century art that local Armenian artists have sent to us.
But it's good that we're showing this, because this is on display too.
They are. I would say there are about over 200 paintings right now at the museum.
And this is part of it. This is
Correct.
part of it right here.
Completely
So-
different style than what we have presented.
But that's
right.
okay. I mean,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Let's keep with the videotape here and look at what else is on
Sure.
display at the museum, because that's what we're here to do, to
Correct.
promote the museum.
Absolutely. It's incidentally, museum is housed at the UC Merced on Shaw, University of California at 550 East Shaw, across from Fashion Fair. It's open from 9 till 6 p.m. every day, except the holidays and Sundays. And it's free. It's completely free for the public to come and enjoy it. There is no cost at all.
And I want to roll another piece of videotape that we haven't seen yet. It's called Audience. And this is just, the only reason I'm showing this, because you had the opening last Friday night.
Yes.
and you had a big reception there. And there's some of the paintings on the wall. I think
There they
that's
are. See,
Rubik's
right.
fine art. I wish we'd had gotten some close-ups of those paintings. It would have been fabulous to see some real close-ups there. That's what this whole show is about. But we'll try next time maybe. But we just can't get the flavor of it if you can't see that thing up close. You know what I mean?
Yes, true.
But this gives you just a wide shot, a wide variety of paintings that are on the wall there. But big turnout.
It was good turnout, and was over 100 people that we expected, and they were there. And of course, some of them came and stayed. This is part right before the showing the 35-minute documentary. That's where people were sitting. Other people came and left without, of course, sitting. Rubik answered questions that they asked how he paints, and so this is right at the see center. Now here it is, for example, the painting of Tatius and Bartholomew visiting Armenia. That's what Rubik did that. Would you please explain this?
That's pre-Christian Armenia with the goddess of war.
BC, before Christ, right?
Before Christ, the goddess of war, Nane, on the left. We had goddess of war.
Okay.
And the priests bringing sacrifices to her, and people are on celebration of kind of event, and apostles on the right. They climbed on some and from there they showing cross. And everybody is surprised. Instead of a statue of goddesses, gods, they have to see that cross, so they are surprised. What is it that we have to believe in? And in the front, there is a woman that's showing to her children saints, and that indicates that Christianity will spread to newer generation. So it was on the right in the back, worshipping of Mithrab. That's how it was worshipped in the past in a very dark caves. And there is a gate with statue of Anait. There is no close-up to see all that. And people coming through that gate by worshippers of Anahit and Mihir, Mitra. This one is a Christian.
So what's that person doing there?
That person is a girl that was in love with a boy. She is of Varoujan wrote about it. She's
chasing after a boy, huh?
No, no. She's leaning. She's leaning to a cross. She's crying.
Oh, actually, why she's crying?
Because her boyfriend got drowned in the waters, and because of her father.
Got
it. So it's a legend, folk legend.
It's folk legend. This is on by Lake Van right now in western Turkey.
But it symbolizes a situation with Armenian women of the past that once their husband gone and lost their lives, so they stood alone, and the only thing they were.
So are you with your artwork? Are you self-taught?
No.
Did you go to formal art school to learn?
I studied in Moscow. First, I studied with.
You studied in Moscow?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
For 5 years. Then I studied in Yerevan. I graduated from Yerevan Art Institute.
Maybe
then I was member.
That's
a Christian.
Another.
Yeah, and I was member of Soviet Union Artists Association.
Oh.
Yes, and exhibited in Russia intensively. Every spring, summer, autumn, we had shows.
And you also Yerevan as well, right?
Right. Yerevan is capital city of Armenia.
I understand.
And
that part I know.
All right.
Everybody knows that, right?
Yeah, probably.
Probably. What? And this picture again, can we zoom in on that or no?
I wish we could. I was talking about chariot. You can see that chariot there.
The fine detail of the chariot. How did you know that that's how the chariots were back then? How did you know that? You weren't there.
You probably heard about Hyksos. Hyksos that conquered Egypt. They were Armenians. And Jews now claim that Jewish nation came out from Hyksos. That connects Armenians with Jews. It's very, very interesting point. In 1999, Jewish
Scholar.
No, a scholar, yeah, announced that. And it was big event in Israel. Everybody was shocked.
When I think of that, and I look at that picture, I think, remember that movie? I mean, I don't know if you do, but I know you do. Years ago, there was a movie that came out back in the 60s called Ben-Hur. They had this chariot race.
Right.
Yes,
Course, yeah.
I
They
have.
had that famous chariot race. To this
Right.
day, it's a very
Now,
infamous or famous.
why I brought up Hyksos is because metal wheel just came forward,
Yeah.
and they were surrounding that
Did they have metal spikes too?
metal spikes and
Yeah.
wheel around the wooden wheel.
And back then, in ancient times, like here, what this painting here depicts, did they have chariot races back then?
Of course.
They did.
Yeah, they were cultivating horses in Armenia since that time, and we have such a beautiful horses in Artsakh.
So how do we know that there were 4 horses to a chariot?
4 horses, quadriga of Romans. Romans established in Trojan's Arch of Trojan and other arches that they have. They would a statue of quadriga.
Yeah.
They called it quadriga. That was 4 horses. Chariot was a symbol of victory. And Armenians had it long before Romans. And quadriga.
So you're saying that the Armenians had it long before the Romans did.
Much longer.
Hundreds
before.
of years.
Hundreds of years.
Interesting.
2000, yeah.
This is the washing of the feet. Could you explain this? It's interesting.
Yeah, washing of the feet. Goddess Anahit, I'll explain in a few words. Cosmic female energy.
Okay.
So cosmic waters, pure cosmic waters of life are symbolizing Anahit.
Okay.
So water in our life was connected to that idea and presented it as a holy waters of Anahit. So guests were coming. At the time, walking was common way of traveling. So
Okay.
tired guests, when they coming in, the priestesses were washing their feet to make them rest and come to themselves, and all that process, female touch with waters, at that time was so popular in temples of Anahit that people will, by thousands, will go to that temples.
Before entering the temple, of course, they will wash their feet.
Look at that, right there.
This is Mesrop Mashtot's. I portrayed him presenting, not creating letters, but presenting letters.
The Armenian alphabet.
The Armenian alphabet.
On a tablet.
Yeah.
Incidentally, we have an interesting game for you. If you come over there, we have a panel that you can select, and you write your name with the Armenian letters, and we'll have a drawing every month, and you will win a prize.
Yeah, well, you know what you ought to do is get like a stone tablet and have everybody, like, you know.
I did it with the English letters next to it. You can read. It's a John. You know which one is John,
your
H,
initials in the
and
stone tablet, just like the old days.
and drop it in your box, and you win a prize.
In Echminatin, they have a very good one with
Yes.
golden, curved
Yeah.
golden letters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting stuff here. So I guess we got to go to break. We'll come back, though. Let's see. We're going to see one more. Okay, freeze it right there. We'll see one more, and then we'll go to break.
Move on. I think this is Noah's coming down from Mount Ararat.
Correct.
Yes.
Right. You want me to talk about it, or
Quickly, and then we'll go to break.
Noah learning how to make wine from grapes from angels. I took this part of that Noah saw from Eden, from Partes.
Garden of Eden.
Garden of Eden, wine came out. So he learned from that wine and planted his own wine. And then Noah planted his wine. So from where he started making wine. So I took that word when from Eden he sees, in Armenian we say pardes, the same in Jewish. He sees a branch of wine coming up from pardes. That moment I presented like angels making wine.
Okay. All right. Got to go to break. 436 MeTV option 11. The artist is here from Armenia. He lives in Clovis. Rubik Kacharian. Varoujan Simonian is here. He's the curator of the Armenian Museum of Fresno. 436 MeTV option 11. Charles Chuck McGill, the sponsor. Back in a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Samsung big screen we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an HD 3D web-enabled Samsung TV. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Have you or a loved one recently been arrested for a serious crime?
Is your professional reputation at risk?
Aggressive representation from a qualified defense attorney can help you avoid conviction and keep your reputation untarnished.
Hi, I'm Charles McGill, and I'll fight for your rights. With extensive experience in successfully defending against a wide range of criminal offenses and high-profile cases, you can rest assured that you'll get the fair trial you deserve from McGill Guzman McGill. Call us at 559-255-3425 or visit us online at toplawyersfresno.com.
All right, a little bit about the history of Armenia, of course, on display at the museum. And where is that located again here in Fresno?
It's on Shaw, between Fresno and Angus Street, across from Fashion Fair, 550 Shaw. It's the University of California Center. It's 550 Shaw again. My phone number is 224-1000. You guys can come in anytime between 9 and 6 p.m.
Free of charge?
Free of charge. Free of charge. Of course, it depends on the contributions. If we receive contribution, we appreciate it. If not, we understand.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this jersey is going to look good on me, but it's a little bit large. You know, I lost a lot of weight. This is an extra large. I don't think it'll fit me. It'll be a little
I think
too
you need a
baggy.
medium, maybe?
Might be able to sleep in it. But
right.
Here it is, a jersey from the Tour de Fresno. Let's change topics. Roll a videotape. Tour de Fresno #1. This is the 8th annual, coming up when, Varoujan?
This is next Saturday, September the 17th.
This is a video from 6 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
You're not starting there anymore. Where are you starting from this time?
This time around, we thought to change it to start from Kingsburg, city of Kingsburg.
That's the start?
Yes.
Where's the finish?
Back to Kingsburg again.
Oh.
We started in the past downtown Fresno, as you see, then this is Chechansky Park, and then moved on to Fresno County Courthouse Park. Then moved on for the last 5 years at the California Armenian Home, and this year we chose to start from Kingsburg.
And what is your title there with the?
We started this one. I'm the janitor. We started. I'm the founder. Yes, of course, with friends of ours, we came together. We did the concept and we did it. I have a major support from the local cycling community, individuals like in the past, Steve Lewis and Nancy Ellis and Dennis Ball. They were very supportive right from the beginning. And you see here, this is of course an older video, but most of the riders you see here now, they come and participate every year. It was a couple of years ago, actually, I was talking to a good cycling friend, Bill McEwen from Fresno Beach. He says, hey, Varoujan, why do you think about moving it someplace else, rotating it? And I took that challenge and talking to County of Kingsburg last couple of years. Now we're starting from there. It's going to start
How many riders?
Most likely it'll be around 500, which is every year. We have it sometimes more or less.
How many different divisions do you have? Do you have like a senior division?
We have 4 rides. It goes like 28 miles is the shortest, which start from Kingsburg, goes to Ridley, back to Parlier, and down to Kingsburg. Then we have the 52 miles. It goes from Kingsburg to Parlier, Ridley, Sanger, Fowler, Selma, back to Kingsburg. Wow. And then we have a 74 miles, goes all the way up to Pine Flat Dam. And a 100-mile, which goes to Ridley to Orange Cove for a change this year, back to the Sanger, and Fowler and
How
Salmon
long will
again.
that generally take for them to finish that 100-mile trek?
I think more professional riders will do that, or more experienced riders. I would say about 7 hours.
About
Between
7
5 to 7 hours will be done.
Yeah.
So
It
we start at
starts at
7
what?
o'clock, 7 a.m. sharp.
7. Okay.
And when they come back, of course, we have great Armenian hospitality for them, which is chicken kebab, pilav, and rice and so forth. They love that, and we're going to have serving that again right at the park. And we're adding one more thing this year. We're going to have a special raffle for those who are participating. So that will be additional bonus for them.
And this takes place when again? Not this weekend, but
September
following?
7th, next Saturday. September 17,
Okay.
2016, of course,
Okay.
next year. Yes.
Yeah. And so does this benefit anyone?
Yes.
It does.
The intent of this creating the Tour de Fresno was, number one, to create a connection between each cities within the Fresno County, and also to help the local organizations. Each city provides rest stops, and youth group members who come to rest stops and support the rest stop, if they receive some portion of the proceeds. For example, we'll help the Sanger Boxing, Selma Care, Father Pantry, Kingsburg Kiwanis, Greeley will receive something this year, Parlier Youth Group of America, and so on. Fathers, the Boy Scouts, Holy Trinity Church Youth Group, anyone who participates as far as contributing in the rest stops, we try to encourage that. We try to see community connection between the youth group and us, and also, of course,
Takes like
better
how
lifestyle.
long in planning? A year in advance?
Well, I love to do a year in advance, then we'll have much more attendance. I think I will spend about 3 months or 4 months on it, yes.
Yeah, 3 or 4 months
Yes,
just
yes.
organizing.
Organizing
getting
it. It's a
everything
lot of
together.
background preparation, a lot of routing. Now, next week, you don't see me in the office. I'll be on the road putting the road arrows to make sure the cyclists will drive the right direction.
So it's a good thing we got you here this week.
Yes.
Next week you're unavailable.
I'm not here, yeah. If you call me, I'll be very angry. John, thank you so much.
No, we're not done yet. But the Tour de France, Tour de Fresno. See, it's easy slip. Tour de France, Tour de Fresno, kind of all goes into one here. Let's show this jersey one more time.
I guess we're competing with them.
Yeah, you could be. So what is the, obviously the design. What's the design?
As you see, grape leaves right there, huh?
Okay.
That's the
I
grape
see
leaves on there,
leaves,
yes.
sure.
And the mountains, and if you raise it a little bit up to show the bottom section, that's the downtown Fresno's high-rise building. You'll see Del Webb, you'll see the old Security Pacific building. It's just like creating, and then the valley. The concept is here, we are in a valley, we do have the mountains not too far from us. We start from the city, go up to the mountains, and come back. It's again creating this camaraderie and the friendship between the different cities. Actually, we started in 2008 with the concept that when the economy turned upside down, this gives the opportunity to families to travel to neighboring cities, and especially when they cannot go anyplace else, to go and explore what's out there in Parlier or Kingsburg or Selma, beautiful cities in Fowler. Just go out there, have a lunch, and come back. Create that connection between the neighboring cities.
Because we do have some beautiful outlining areas in the Central Valley.
You'll be surprised with the 500-600 riders when they go. They've never been in Parlier or other places, or they drive from 99s, they see Selma and Kingsburg, but they never go in there. This way, they give them an opportunity to see it. Today, for example, next Saturday, when they go out after lunch, they'll be right downtown Kingsburg. They go explore the streets and shops. Maybe one day they go back and visit and have lunch or something over there. Why not?
Let's roll the videotape again. We got plenty of video here of the Tour de Fresno from past years. I think this is like from 6 years ago. We got some videos here, and but let me ask you, who competes in this event? You have pros and amateurs, right?
Yes, but this is not a race. We like to repeat this. This is just a ride. We are not trying to encourage
So it's not
people.
a race.
It's not. We want people to enjoy riding, just to explore the countryside and the cities.
You just want to see. These people just want to come out and see if they can finish the race or finish the tour.
They will most of it do, and of course, you see, you're driving in the countryside. You see the villages. You see, the cities or the agricultural farmland. You smell the grapes. You see the people working on there. You see that all the time. Last year, I remember when riding where they're packing the grapes, which is awesome,
Do you ride also?
I do, yes, but not when the Tour de Fresno is taking place.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, if you have the professional riders, and how many professionals do you have?
When I say, I would say a good 100 or so.
Okay, good 100 out of the 500.
When you say professional, there are regular riders, yes.
Right. So you're talking about the amateurs here that are just average, maybe weekend riders. it'll take them a long time to finish.
Well,
this tour.
I would say they would ride anywhere between 12, the minimum, to 20, 25 miles an hour.
Okay. It might
So-
take them 10, 12 hours to finish it then.
No. Well, they'll be. I would say we'll be done by 3 o'clock. We start 7 o'clock, and by 2 o'clock, most of them will be done. And those who are basically amateurs, most of them anyway, they select the shorter rides, not the 100-mile. They go like 45 or 150 miles, and they'll be done in 6 hours. So if they start 7 o'clock, by 12:30, 1 o'clock, they'll be done.
Okay, so
And-
this whole event will be done probably by no later than 5.
Oh, no, absolutely. By 4 o'clock, we'll be done. The idea is to avoid the heat. We'll be done by 3 o'clock. 4 o'clock, I'll be cleaning the spot there. In each city, they can stop as long as they want to. For example, Selma are going to have their annual car show. So if the riders choose to stay 5 or 10 minutes to get the car exhibtion, they can do that.
Yeah,
or they
get
didn't
something
call
to
it.
drink,
Well, of
or
course,
get
yeah.
something to eat.
That's the whole idea. It's not to just
It's
ride.
not a race like the Tour de
That's right.
France.
No, absolutely not. Just go to Pearl Parley. You see something in there, why not stop by 5 or 10 minutes, or Ridley or Kingsburg, whatever you want to do. The idea is just to explore the countryside and have fun. And I do hope everybody will have a safe ride.
Okay, very interesting. And registration, do you have to register?
Yes, you have to register ahead of time, and you can go online. It's tourdefresno.com and registration, or they can come to the office and pick up the application and fill that in.
Okay, how much time we got left in the show?
We got about 30 seconds.
About 30 seconds left, Varoujan.
Don, thank you so much for inviting us.
Good to see you.
It's always
Thank you
good to
very
see
much.
you.
Rubik, thank you so much. A pleasure
you.
meeting you. The artwork is terrific, looks beautiful.
Thank
I'll have
you.
to get out there and check it out before December.
It's
All right,
it's great time. Come and enjoy it. It's really good. And the colors that he was talking earlier, really, it's vividly stand out.
All right, the Armenian Museum of Fresno, open to the general public Monday through Friday. You can go in there for free and look at the artwork. See you back here tomorrow with the Health Department of Fresno County. Stay put. We're still on camera.
Have you or a loved one recently been arrested for a serious crime?
Is your professional reputation at risk?
Aggressive representation from a qualified defense attorney can help you avoid conviction and keep your reputation untarnished.
Hi, I'm Charles McGill, and I'll fight for your rights. With extensive experience in successfully defending against a wide range of criminal offenses and high-profile cases, you can rest assured that you'll get the fair trial you deserve from McGill Guzman McGill. Call us at 559-255-3425 or visit us online at toplawyersfresno.com.
If you have a need to promote your business or event, please consider MeTV Fresno for your next campaign. MeTV reaches over 100,000 of your potential customers in the Fresno area every single week. Plus, you can rest assured that your commercial is running in the greatest family-friendly programs of all time. MeTV Fresno delivers a strong, loyal audience ready to buy, and your campaign will cost a fraction of what you're paying for your advertising now. Call me today to find out how affordable MeTV is at 905-1925.
Explore strange new worlds on MeTV. Seek out new life.
I've seen old photographs of this period. Let's get out of here.
And new civilizations. Boldly go to Mayberry and the Andy Griffith Show.
Weeknights at 8 on MeTV Fresno.
Want to create something extraordinary? Create perfection. Our lifestyle appliances make it easy. KitchenAid, Ventura TV appliance, and you, when only the best will do.